And go live. Going live. Going live. 3, 2. Hey, we're live. Live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Woo! With a big sigh from Leonard. That's the way we like it. We would know what to do if it was any different. So, welcome to Thursday night. Dave's Imaginations presents Dark Queen Ascension, The Fallen. The Fallen. And before we get too far along here, why don't we go ahead and run our intro?
So we got 135 subscribers.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, that's different. What's going on with this? Well, that's because that's still my video. So let's jump over to game layout. There we go. Phew. I still barely know what the heck I'm doing here, if that's not obvious. So jumping over to my Google screen. Not that one, this one, but actually not this one, that one. So I am on my Google screen. I am looking at my edd.org map. And just so you guys can look at the same map, if I haven't already, I'll throw that in Discord. So here is my Discord right there. And so we'll put the map right there. And so in the Discord, I put a link to the map I'm looking at the moment. I am zoomed in, kind of centered on Waterdeep and the town of Julkoun. But first, when last we met, we had our last episode was a shopping episode. As we had after our adventures, we had killed one dragon, we dealt with a beholder. And we had loot to spend. So we made we had to deliver Macath to the Blackstaff. The Blackstaff, or the Magic Academy, as we like to call it. And there they were urging us to go ahead and go to Altan and investigate Chuth and Neronvain, a green dragon and his rider that have been raiding elf villages in the Misty Forest. So you got that. We also said goodbye to Varinka, and we said hello to Wandering
Jolly Green Giant.
Barkworm. Wandering Barkworm. Which did you notice in the video?
It did.
I replaced Varinka with Wandering Barkworm.
Jolly Green Giant.
and so we had our shopping and we bought a bunch of stuff. We bought a lot of potions. We bought a heck of a lot of potions. As well as we got. I'll go through it all in the video. I'm not going to talk through it all. But it's up to you guys to remember that you have that stuff, because I may not, right? And to understand how things work. So hopefully, like for example, you've updated your character sheet with any special armor you might be wearing.
Correct.
And let's see. So at the end, toward the end of the episode, Christian, did you ever have a chance to read through your herbalism book?
I did look at both documents, and I did watch your video about the fact that herbalism might not suck. And
yeah.
So yes, I'm encouraged by that, and we'll just make a general statement that as we're going through, according to you, grasslands and clearly a misty forest, and we'll also be near water. Strider is going to have his head on a swivel for stuff.
Yeah, and I
at some point.
I expected you would say that, and here I again am on this map, and if you go to that link and if you simply do a Control D on your keyboard, it opens up a map tool, and so here I am. I can click on the red dot that represents Waterdeep, and it starts to tell me the travel distance. Now this red dotted line is the trade way, and in my mind, as you leave town, you would see refugees. People from all across the countryside are fleeing their farms, fleeing their villages because of all the turmoil that the Green Horde, the goblins, the orcs, and that ilk, right, in conjunction with the dragon cultists and red wizards. They are raiding villages and seeming to gather treasure to present to entice Tiamat into coming into the land, and so they're terrorizing all these villages, and so as they are they're fleeing to more secure areas, which are the major cities: Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, and so the main thoroughfare between Waterdeep and the other cities is this road called the Trade Way. That's this red dotted line. So this path from Waterdeep to Daggerford is well controlled. All right, there's plenty of military on that, and to keep it secure, they have camps what would be a day apart by foot travel. All right, but now you guys have purchased horses that make you travel a little bit faster than that, and you're robust warrior type people, so you may not worry about staying at a camp versus on the road. But so if we look by foot, Control D, we can see that this path, if you were just walking it, would take 4 days on foot, normal walking. Right, so in my mind, there would be four camps along the way, checkpoints, if you would, that would be secure places for these caravans to stop. And I imagine all those camps have swollen with refugees, where although there's probably a tent city outside of Waterdeep, just beyond Waterdeep's gates. So it takes 4 days on foot, but we said fast is 3 days by horse. And so you took those 3 days, and I'll hand wave that, and for Christians' point of head on a swivel for herbs, you're not going to find much on this beaten path, right? Because this is heavily traveled, and there just won't be much as far as herbs that you can really collect. But when we go from Daggerford to Jolkun, and if you decide to, because there's one detail that I didn't put in a text message, you notice there isn't really a path here, and there is no bridge at Jolkun. All right, there's a bridge here at Daggerford, but you might also notice if you zoom in, there's a real ridge here. There's a cliff face. So following, you might be able to follow the river up to that cliff face on the south side, maybe get around there, right? And get around it and follow it on the south side. But if you follow the path, which is to the north, which is a much easier path, there is no bridge at Jolkun. Now, also, Barkworm would know that Jolkun has been taken by what we're calling the Green Horde, and not like Neverwinter, as in it's occupied with normal people. This place is fully occupied, and there are no.
Everybody's been displaced.
Everyone has been. That's right. It's completely dominated and populated by the Green Horde.
I see no reason to go there.
And there's an argument to say no reason to go there. Now, the alternative here, and maybe it makes sense that we follow the river up here and can follow the south just inside this, and come in that way might work. All right. But the other option was to go all the way down here to what was this, the way in, I think it was?
Or maybe just come down to here and go across and up.
Yeah,
through the
so
forest.
follow that cliff face. Is that what you're saying?
We could do that, or stay on the track and then go, once you're past these hills, then go in
Yeah.
through here and then up.
Yeah, so you'd come down about here, and then cross to here, and then you'd have to travel through the forest that way. That's what you're talking about. All right, so that would take, we say a horse is, we'll call it 7 days, right? Versus if you did the other way, which you'd have to figure out the horses, or you going like this.
Well, we'll have to find our way through Jacone, swim the river.
Yeah, so that
If
would
we go on the left side.
So this is 5 days there. So you're talking about there's like 1 day difference, or that's what you're losing 1 day.
Yeah, and the risk is we have to fight through Jacone and swim the river on horses, which is risky.
Or give up your horses, right?
Give up the horses.
Right.
And the entire Misty Forest is embattled right now.
The Misty Forest is
Full of skirmishes, like I said.
Let's say the chance of
this Misty Forest is embattled?
Yes. Oh yes.
Filled with skirmishes going on.
That's where Chuth and Neronvain are terrorizing all these elf villages. Is this forest, this Misty Forest?
Wait, didn't we want to help with that?
That's your.
So if we go in there, then we can start. I know we wanted to get there for some
the
reason.
question is, why are we going to Altland?
Yeah, Alton. Because now, and Barkworm would tell you this.
Yeah.
So for the last, we'll call it a month, Elven village after Elven villages have been destroyed, looted, and destroyed. All except for one. One has been reported that has been attacked but not destroyed.
So here's my thought. They're focused on Altoon. If we come in this way, we're coming in behind them. We can sneak up on them and attack them from the rear.
I feel like we're going to be fighting our way through the forest.
Well, I mean, their forces are going to be with them, focused on that last village. If they've already destroyed all the other villages, well, there's nothing. They aren't going to leave people there to keep the villages because they've already chased everyone away. So what would be the point? All their forces are going to be focused on that last village. I'm not sure how much fighting we're going to have to do. That's kind of
Altand, Altand is the name of the village that has been spared, if you would. So why has it been spared? Why was this one? And are there survivors? Can they tell you anything about this green dragon and its rider? So that's kind of the mission, and take those clues and see if you can find where the dragon's lair is. And
so the other thing is, coming in that way, we would run into other people, elves maybe, and maybe gather up information too. Just saying.
I don't know. Is a day worth it? I don't know. I don't.
There could be some intelligence.
Maybe Barkworm wants to get there.
There could be some intelligence you can gather at Daggerford. Like, talk to people there.
There should be some refugees there from the Misty Forest. It just seemed like a pretty heavy risk to fight our way through Jilcone just to have to swim a very, I think it's a pretty wide river at that point and probably flowing pretty good.
So jumping over to Foundry, here's my map of Jilcoon that Barkworm might share with you.
So what's this? What's this thing that's going across?
So
a ferry.
Actually, they describe it as a chain.
To keep the ships from going.
That's
boats
right.
To go from. Stop traffic.
To stop traffic. That's right. You see boats, but I don't see anything that looks like a ferry. And there's not, other than the forest, there's not a lot of draw to going to that side of the river.
I mean, I'm fine with avoiding Jolkun. I don't see us getting into a battle and that ending well.
Yeah, The 6 of us against.
I guess we could ask the captain of the Watch in Daggerford what the movements are, the most recent movements of the Green Horde.
Yeah, so he knows what he hears from the refugees or the elves. Well, we've had a large number of elves in our community, right? And they report that they've been looting, and this dragon and its rider, the Misty Forest, you are very aware, is heavily obscured by fog, by this mist, right? So you can't. Once you get in there, you can't see very far, right? And so
It's always been that way.
it has. However, now that mist seems to be a little
Denser.
bit more toxic.
Oh.
Is there an army with this dragon and his rider? I mean,
Yes,
goblins, orcs.
yes. Not so much the green kind, right? More of the dragon cultists,
Oh,
and
those soldiers.
there's reports of abominations in the forest.
Well, even if we go through Jacone and swim the river, fight off all those guys so that we can swim the river, we still have to go through some of the forest.
Oh yeah, no, sure. So the more we sit in that forest, though, the more toxic it's going to be.
Oh, the decisions you have to make.
Realistically, I don't know if we want to camp in a forest that's poisonous.
Now, to be fair, it's not like people are coming out of the forest poisoned,
Right.
right?
It doesn't make you feel good. And then there's the dragon.
Does he know anything about Jacone and how big is the force that's there?
Yeah, does he know anything about the size of the force of Jokon?
We're talking about 1,000 troops.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know if it's 1,000. It's a major. Thank you for the number. There's 1,000 troops.
We can do it, guys.
It's heavily occupied.
Maybe if we had
Think of all
Varinka
the
with her
humanoids we need
gravity
to
well.
kill.
What was that, Ken?
Think of all the humanoids some of us need to kill.
Indeed.
You wind up Minnie and set it loose and
Mr. Dragon.
I've already killed mine for the next one.
wind up Minnie and set him loose inside the Jolkun.
The Ruckus has to do his as a shark, though, doesn't he?
No. Oh, he has to be in his
One of his shark forms.
One of his shark forms, right? But I think he's also already met his quota, so
He killed
fine.
a bunch.
He's fine. Oh, his biggest concern now is spending enough time in water.
Yeah. Which you can do.
Maybe we do want to be on the river.
Well, we've also figured out that he could do that within his mansion within his
Right.
lamp.
Oh, that's right. Wait, we could just sleep in the lamp, can't we?
You can, if you don't mind the
Right, that
lamp.
alleviates the poison concern.
No. So I overstate the poison. It is just irritating
Irritating fog.
fog. Yeah. So there's.
It's not just a mist.
You're not taking damage, right?
Okay.
So
I mean, if we were worried about the fort, well, we still have to get up this cliff. Or we go along the river on the right
We can
side.
rappel down the cliff, right? How
Well,
Got horses.
we have horses. That's the
Oh,
challenge.
yeah.
I don't think they'll be very happy with the horses. Will be very happy with picking them up with my claws and carrying them up.
No,
And that might be the limits of my strength. I don't know.
it'd probably be pretty dark.
A horse is probably at least
war
1,000 pounds.
I don't know 1,000, but multiple hundreds.
800. My warhorse, maybe.
The warhorse mobile will be larger. Give me a kiss and I'll carry you up.
Well, the other thought I had was leave your horses at Daggerford. Everyone jumps in the lamp and you fly them in.
Yeah.
But that,
I mean,
yeah,
with
that carries its own
train of thought,
risk,
can
right?
we bring the horses into the lamp?
I think I'm drawing the line at the horses in the lamp. That doesn't feel right. It would be like bringing your horse into your house.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, but it's a mansion. It's huge.
What are you, born in a barn? Don't ask Leonard that. Oh, I'm sorry.
We love you, Leonard.
The DM's messing with me.
I do like the idea, but you're gonna have to be covert. That's the.
Fly in at night, for that matter.
I mean, I could probably fly
Here's
from
an
there
idea.
to there in a day.
We tie the lamp to Ruckus, and Ruckus swims us all up to.
Past the hills, and then we walk in from there. Because that makes his water thing, too, while he's doing that.
You know, they're distancing. They don't. Oh, they do have dragon. Look at there. Takes the dragon 8 hours to fly.
That far.
That far.
Yeah, so I'll be there in 2 days.
What's that? 4 encounter rolls.
As the
1,
bird flies, to go straight to Alton, dragon a day.
See?
But you'd want to be careful about that portable hole again.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have a dragon in the sky.
Well, but that's the reason you fly.
We
at
can
night.
fly low.
Or fly at night.
Oh,
What
fly at
happens
night.
to
Yeah.
your backpack when you're flying as a dragon?
It melts into my form.
So then you just put the hole in your backpack and
In your backpack and keep the
lamp separate in your backpack.
There we go.
It should be fine. Yeah. If that's what you want to do.
It would avoid a lot of issues.
We could do it at night.
Unless you just want to go to Jacolin and have a big
No, I
freaking
don't.
battle.
I really don't.
I didn't think so.
Um,
Now that I
That
talked
was
him
the
into
direction.
1,000 soldiers, he's
that's the direction I wanted to go. That's all I wanted. I think
utilize your
you
resources.
said 8 hours to fly or a day.
So this says it takes for dragon flying. It takes one day, 3 hours. Which if you did that in the dark of night, right, and you left at 8 p.m. and flew until 6 a.m.
Yeah, we could leave during daylight for hours because
many
we're
hours
away
is
from
that?
everything.
10,
8 to 6
8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to 6
or 10. Yeah.
That's
10.
10.
So it'd take you 3 times to do that if you did it in the cover of
It'd
night.
take you
But
3
once you
times,
get
yeah.
once you get out here, I'm not sure you can. Well, I don't know. How populated is it? You are at risk of someone seeing the dragon in the sky.
Or
So I
another
mean, if
dragon seeing
if
you.
we want to keep it as safe as possible, we only
There's
travel
a
at
dragon
night.
in the Misty Forest.
And I mean,
Yeah.
Strider and I just keep putting invisibility spells on the coin.
Who is focused on Alton.
Alton.
Yeah.
That's where the dragon's going to be.
The dragon's in the Misty Forest. That's all we know.
Yeah. That's all we know. We know that the one city that was spared, that's all we know.
It hasn't been spared. It's been attacked multiple times.
That's right. It's been attacked. I don't know about multiple times. It has been attacked, but it wasn't totally decimated like the others.
Maybe it had better defense.
I think you should go find out.
I mean, elves are pretty resilient creatures. Maybe they got some magic users in Alton.
So, I like this plan. Just tell me that you're doing it.
I like it too.
Ken, do you agree?
Yeah, flying.
Yeah. Christian, do you agree?
Flying straight to.
So you would either sell your horses or board your horses in Daggerford.
Say let's board them because we'll probably want them for the return to Waterdeep.
Yeah. All right. So
So the other question, next question would be, where's our next venture?
zooming out a little bit,
It'd be up
the Serpent Hills.
Oh, okay, so now we would maybe go back to Daggerford and go all the way down here and come across.
Yeah, so you follow this tradeway again to this Borska Bridge.
And we want horses back. So yeah, we would go back. Okay. We probably wouldn't want to go from there that way, though.
You could fly us again.
We could. I don't know what all this stuff, the high moor.
Yeah,
Is
think
there
of
water
a
there?
swamp.
Oh, we don't want to walk through that. We could fly over it.
Basically swamp. Yeah, but
That's a long
we
flight.
we said from here to here was
Yeah. So we'd have to
1 day.
We'd
and
probably
3
have
hours.
to find at least 3 camps in there.
Yeah, which doesn't look very promising, does it?
Camps.
Yeah. So versus going back, getting our horses and coming down and coming up this way.
Right.
I like that. Okay, so that's
there's
thinking
like-
ahead.
Unless there's a circle in Orgoth that I know about.
Orogoth? Oh, this is I don't think this is a city you want. This is
Probably
not a major city. So you board your horses at Daggerford. You load up into Rux's lamp.
I'm not going. Do I want to go? Do we want to go? Well, it depends on what I run into on the way there. We may plans may change. Do we want to land in Altand if we can?
So, first of all, it takes 1 day, 3 hours is 27 hours.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
1 day, 3 hours.
Is going to be 27 hours of flight, dragon flight, to get there. That's
One
what
day being 24 hours?
Yes. Yes.
Can I fly 24 hours?
No. You wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
But he's letting you go 10 hours.
But I'm
Well, I
saying
thought you said it was one night
If
and
you went
plus
from
3
8
hours.
till 6 in the morning.
no.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well, I misunderstand.
I'm sorry. Or I said it wrong. I don't know. So if you say it's going to be 3 evenings to get there.
Okay.
How do you think this is going to make you feel?
Well, I'm not going to fly all of it at once.
I mean-
We're going to camp,
The
get out, set up camp in
horn.
the hills.
dragon horn.
The Drakhorn. Yeah. So the we
It
haven't
wasn't
really-
bothering me up north.
Right, and we haven't really leaned into that. Yeah, I don't think it's been happening, right? So since you've been on the mainland, there hasn't been a Drakhorn sounding for it to affect you. That doesn't mean it couldn't happen, but
At any time.
so I mean, we don't know yet how that'll affect you. Which would be pretty cool if you're all in the mansion and he gets affected, and
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
We all come out of the lamp and we're in the...
Yeah, you
The presence
feel
of-
drawn to the well of dragons. Anyway, so you probably reached Dagford. You've been riding your horses on the days. This is during the third, fourth day. The fourth day you get there and you spend the day there to rest, resupply. But maybe Gloin, he goes to bed early to get his full rest so he could be rested by the time nightfall comes. And then at nightfall you get in the lamp and you start flying toward Alton. All right? Evening 1 passes, you land, you make camp for the day and try to hide
In the hills.
amongst the hills of what are these called? Somebody's Gillian's Hills, right? And you do that twice. On the third day, what did I say? Did I say it was 3? Oh yeah, we said it would take 3 days. On the third day, you finally fly over the misty forest, and flying over the forest, all you can see are the treetops. And Barkworm, I mean, you can't see.
Right.
And so you try to give him, maybe instead you'd say, hey, just land on the north edge of get beyond Jokun somewhere along the north edge of the forest, and then you'll walk in from there.
Yeah.
You follow that? Mm-hmm. So, and that's probably the end of the third night. You land on the north side of the forest.
Okay.
Yeah?
Dave.
Yeah.
So all these different times that we stopped and camped
Yep.
in either
Absolutely.
hill or whatever, is there? I mean, if we're camping during the day, there's certainly time to look for stuff.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So let's have a little fun with that.
Yep.
Totally agree. Let's have a little fun with that. RPG, reference, and which one is it? This one.
God bless you.
So I am on screen with Amien's hand guide to herbalism. And so if you dedicate search without traveling, if you spend 1 hour conducting your search, you gain 1 ingredient from the table, the train type. And you know, if you travel 10 hours, you're going to... how much time would you like to? Now, the first time, let's see here, we are going to be... I would let you roll in either grassland or mountain.
To D12, please.
Well, that gives you more. It just gives you more options. Yeah. Are you following me, Christian?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, how many hours would you like to search?
Well,
I think you'd be able to search a lot.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
I know if we're down. I mean, if we're down most of the day,
And if you sleep while he's flying you,
right?
You can go up to
So-
14 hours, right?
so
Yeah.
dedicated search of 10. Why don't you roll me...
It's a double shift of looking around.
Let's give me 10 D10s. How's that sound? 10 ingredients.
Sounds great.
10 checks, right? And we're looking for you again, this is your modifier. I think it was a +7. Your proficiency plus your herbalism kit modifier. Right? Plus what was your
Yeah.
I think that was
So,
+7, right? So you roll D10 10 times and see how many times you beat 10.
okay, so if I'm in, I was actually able to get into Foundry. So if I use the roll thing there, and I just put 10d10, is that sufficient? Or do
Yep,
I need to do
it
something
will be
individually?
because we can look at what the individual results are.
Okay, here we go. So 10d10, and then do I add the +7 or?
We will look for, because it's really 3, right? We'll look for any rolls greater 3 or more. So,
Gotcha. Okay, here we go.
all right. So I just click on the 51, and you see how that works. So I see 3 of them failed. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So you found 7 ingredients. However, the 10, what's this 10 mean? Oh, I'm sorry. These aren't 10d10s. These are 10d20s. Do it again.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Because each one's a ability check. This should be even better results. Should be.
Oh, hang on. Doing battle with the screen here. 1 second. All right, I think I got it. Here we go.
All right. So here you only missed once, and once you got a 20. So that I think that's the double result, right? So can you have the herbalism guide? Why don't we say the first 4 were grassland and the last 5, because one of those first 4 is a 20. So you get 5 from forest and use the first 4 results on the grassland chart and use the last 5 on the mountain chart. Oh, you're supposed to roll for it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he rolls 5 times for the grassland.
Yeah,
Five times, 4
that's
times
right.
for the mountain.
You follow that, Christian? Roll 5 times in the grassland, roll 5 times on the mountain.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right. Okay.
Because as you're in these hills, it's
And
kind
those
of...
numbers tell you what you got.
And those numbers will tell
What
you
the
what...
ingredients are.
Exactly. And
All right.
I think I'll let you do that off game. And I'll just trust...
Agreed.
All right? But you...
So but before we go, let me just make sure. So I'm doing,
All right.
I heard four from the grassland and 5 from the mountain.
No, just 5 from each, because one of your 4 was a natural 20, which gives you 2, right? So
Okay.
5 from the.
All right.
Just give me a D12 right now. Let's see what you get. This is your first roll on the grassland chart. Give me 1 D12.
On the way.
You got a 12, so you found a surefire rose. Right? You follow that? So you're
Yes.
gonna do that. You're gonna do that 4 more times on this one, and then 5 times on the mountain, outside game. And let us know what you
Got
get.
it.
And you can
Okay.
make your potions then.
Yeah, and then we'll put it in the Discord so we can all see what you got and we can ooh and ah.
Okay, we'll do.
So for everyone else's benefit, he gets those ingredients, and then he can use those ingredients and do stuff. There's a raw effect, but then there's a potion effect, right? And he can combine things to make bigger and better potions. Now you might remember that Christian, that this is the easier one. This is the faster 1 hour, shorter, or is it not? This says 4 hours. Brewing requires 4 hours. I think there's the other one requires so this is the more complicated one. So the other one, you can do some things with 2 hours. So I'll let you pick whichever one you want to use. You follow me?
Oh, between herbalism versus Amian? Or
Yes. So they were all in the same download. I wish they wouldn't have done that. That was one of the knocks I had. Why did he give me both? One was because it's a slightly quicker brewing. Anyway, so you look at it, do what you want, and just let me know what you do.
Okay, we'll do.
Now there's a way, and we could talk about this off. There's a way for you can make rolls right in Discord. So if you wanted to try your potions and so everyone could see your rolls, I can show you how to do that off game also.
Okay.
Okay, fun stuff. All right, so you did some gathering.
Yes.
So you enter the north end of the forest. We got 4 of us. Glenn should be here anytime. 20 minutes, whatever. And actually, I had some pictures. Some mood setting pictures. If I change this to date added. Or so I thought. Maybe not. So I had these pictures, but I want to save that for later. All right. Anyway, so the mist obscures everything, and as you enter the forest, you can only see 10 feet in front of you, not very far off, and you have the sounds of all the creatures of the forest as you walk through. But Barkworm has been down this path, so he has a general idea. Also, Strider is particularly good, I believe, at the forest. Strider,
Making potions.
Christian?
I'm here.
Christian, isn't forest one of your favorite terrains?
Let me double check. I think so, but I gotta find that. Where would I find that? Here's some traits.
Feats and traits, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
you don't walk very long until you hit one of these trees. So I'm on screen. I'm in Foundry. I guess going what as you go into the, we'll call it canopy of the trees, right? Flying is no
I wouldn't
longer.
fly into the forest.
No.
That would be nuts.
That's what we're talking about. You could fly over the forest. You would have the ability to. However, my point being, it's not going to gain you anything, right? Because you won't be able to see your companions down below.
Yeah.
And so, in the spirit of staying together, either you're walking as Gloin
Yes.
or you're walking as a dragon.
Speed is 40 feet walking. By the way, my speed as a dragon is 80 feet.
Flying.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't believe it took that late. We could walk it in
I think you'd be
3
less
days.
conspicuous if we came across the elves as a human or
Dwarf.
dwarf.
Yeah, elves and dwarves love each other so much.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they love dragons less, especially when they're fighting.
Maybe it depends on the dragon.
Oh, hey. What's this that I have here in front of me?
You told me last time if I put it there, you'll drink it.
As
I
I
like to
will.
drink alone. Not that it'll stop me. Yeah, so walking speed is 40 feet, so I can easily keep up with my companions. But yeah, as Noel says,
You won't be light of foot either.
Yeah, and
well, no. I have a +6 on stealth. I'm very stealthy, very persuasive, have high perception, and a +5 on insight too. So
yeah, here's some good pictures.
yeah, so we're not gonna go fast anyway because of the mist. So yeah, as a dwarf,
Gives you some idea of what this kind of looks like. Yeah, and with the vegetation now, this is fall, right? Leaves have fallen, but yet it's pretty dense forest. But between
none of us are gonna be stealthy.
right between Barkworm and Strider, did you end up saying yes? You were, Christian. Have forest as one of your favorite terrains?
You know, I'm looking it up, and as a druid, I'm not. It's,
Yeah, that was more of a. That's actually more of a ranger thing.
I think so. Yeah. So no, I don't know that I have a favorite terrain. Although, the where is it? Have land stride as good. So moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs me no extra movement. Can also even if they have thorns or spikes. So no, not necessarily a favorite terrain, but I do have the land stride, which going through
Maybe that's what you.
difficult natural terrain won't be a problem.
Yeah, so this
Doesn't
would
slow
be
down.
would have been considered, and that helps your companions, doesn't it? People traveling with you, or is that a ranger thing also?
Yeah.
I think that's more of a ranger thing. I don't see anything here that says.
All right. So as you're cutting your way through the underbrush of the misty forest,
I could burn our way through. Start a forest fire.
well, everything is damp, right, and moist. So you can, but there would be some. Anyway, you come to a tree, a large tree that seems to have some building, some structure to it, but it seems like it's been largely destroyed. There were hoists and ladders, and you can see that this mist I've added to this map as well, right? So you come into this tree, and you can see that it's in a state of ruin and state of damage. And Barkman would say this is the remnants of one of the elf villages. This is not Alton. This is just remnants of another. So, and as you, so I guess a question is, to what extent do you want to investigate?
Barkman would go up to a tree, and he would put his hand on the tree and gently pet it and speak to it and ask it to shiver if it's safe to be here. And I'm trying to communicate with it.
Yeah, you cast. Do you have to cast it?
I don't have to cast it. This is a
innate
full ability.
Okay.
And I have to roll with advantage on a charisma to see if I can communicate correctly.
Do you want dice, or you want to just?
I'm just gonna skills, right? No. Charisma.
Don't use this stuff.
Fantastic.
First one is a natural 20. I'll take that.
Yeah, and despite the natural 20, the tree gives you no reaction at all.
No indication. Okay. I don't think it really is a safe time to be here, guys. I think we should just keep moving.
And to the extent that Gloin, with his super duper passive perception, hears a rustling up in the tree.
Guys, there's something in the tree.
And I'm going to say Ruckus and Christiana are still in the lamp. For whatever reason. Help me out, guys. What are you doing?
I'm looking up in the tree to see if there's anything I can see.
You look up in the tree and you see this wooden walkway with a ring around the tree, and as you follow it around, you see a wooden ladder that would take you up if you so chose.
It won't point to exactly where the thing was.
The thing was so.
Right, because he said there was something.
I heard a noise.
All he told you was up there in whatever building is up there. He heard a noise.
Okay.
Don't know what it is. Can't see.
Does this work? Yeah, somewhere in this space.
Would we say this fog is magical?
No. Creepy as heck, but not magical.
Right. Well, Olak will click his boots together and then run up the ladder at a brisk 60 feet per second so he does not catch himself on fire.
Sure.
However long that takes. And then he'll also have Minnie fly up on the other side. Or 45 degree or 90 degrees. 3 o'clock, that's what I want to say.
These are so big. All right. And in there, you see some dead bodies. As you poke, you're not all the way up there quite yet. I'm going to keep you down.
No, just sticking my head up so I can see.
You stick your head up and you see, probably you don't see all these. You probably see one dead body and the backside of some fleshy, two-legged, pig-like, medium-sized creature.
Okay. the bodies look very dead, right?
Yeah, as this thing is munching on it.
All right.
And so where's Minnie at? Behind you?
I was thinking, no. I was thinking I'd have him fly up, like
Opposite
this.
side.
On
Yeah.
this railing somewhere? All right.
Yeah, basically. So if something shot out at me, it wouldn't hit him, and if something shot out at him, it wouldn't hit me.
And he is now a quadrone?
Correct.
So where would you like him?
Like flying there. And after I've poked my head up, I'll cast the message, which is a cantrip, and communicate that there's these things munching on dead bodies up here.
Fleshy abominations. Give me a stealth check. Don't suck.
Hey, I'm not disadvantaged by these anymore. Thank you. It's very exciting. That's 16.
All right. So that's enough that you see him and he seems to be well engorging himself on something in front of him.
Okay.
How far up is that?
We're gonna say 40 feet. Pretty.
So I get his message, and I'm going to climb up behind him.
You can reply to this message.
I'm coming up behind you. Be prepared.
All right.
Be prepared.
If I climb, so I'm not going to be able to climb up. So
Yeah, you start to climb up as Gloin, as the dwarf, right? And you get up right behind him.
as soon as I get up behind him and see what's there,
Well, you can't. I mean, the ladder's not that wide that you can come up beside him.
I want to channel divinity, radiance of the dawn.
Okay, so you're right behind him. You do this Radiance of Dawn thing.
As an action, I can use channel divinity to present your holy symbol to dispel any magical darkness within 30 feet. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet that doesn't have total cover. Shit.
Yeah, well, that's one. Because these are walls, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to see these.
Must make a con saving throw or take and pass.
Okay. So this guy, you want to do con saving throw? All right. This is -1. That's 5. Fails.
He takes 2d10 11 radiant damage.
All right. Game is on.
I wouldn't be surprised it kills him.
2d10
2d10 plus 11.
2d10 plus 11. You want to roll that?
Radiant.
Would you like me to roll that, or would you like to roll that?
He's more than 11.
Oh, it's definitely more
No,
than 11.
It dies.
Well, I guess
2d10 plus 11. It dies.
Yeah, it's 13 plus 11 is 24.
24. Yeah. Yeah. You obliterate it.
Okay.
But with that squeal, the other two look over to see what's going on, and you see 2 sets of eyeballs. No, you don't see, because you never saw them, right? Because you were behind Olak. Olak sees that this fleshy just kind of explodes, fleshy matter against the walls. The other two come around the corner, and we're going to roll initiative.
Olak should be able to take care of 2 of those things by himself. Okay.
Yeah, Olak, why don't we just start with you? Actually, you rolled, what'd you roll, Olak? 14?
14.1.
Yeah, this just rolled a natural 20. So one of
I
them...
feel like that's higher.
Yeah, so it dives in, one comes at your face.
I'm going to assume since I'm climbing a ladder, I don't have a shield equipped.
I'm going to assume, yeah.
Let me knock that off real quick.
And
Okay.
it rolls with advantage because it has pack tactics.
Can I see them?
Wait, how does it get pack tactics? Only one of them can get next to me.
There's one right behind it.
Are there 3 left?
No, there's only 2 left.
There's 2.
There's 2 left.
The other
Yeah.
one's just still on the board.
Okay.
15 plus 3 is 18 to hit.
Cannot shoot.
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
use my
I'll
fancy
say yes.
or magic feature to raise my armor class by 2.
Okay.
Actually, screw that. I'll just cast shield. That's easier.
You cast shield as it tries to bite at your face.
Yep.
Now, I assume both hands are on your on the ladder. You remove one hand to do your oogly boogly to cast a shield, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then we'll make it your turn.
All right. I will climb up the rest of the way.
Well, you can jump over.
If possible.
You can jump over to here if you want.
Yeah. Oh, is this an open?
So if you look, there's this wall, right? And
Actually,
the only place.
I'm gonna do something cooler.
All right.
I'm gonna grab it
Yeah.
with my free hand.
Wrong delete button. All right. So you grab this thing. You grab it by its fleshy leg, right? One of its
Yep.
2 legs.
I would like to try to pull it off and chuck it down towards Strider and Barkworm.
Yeah. So give me a strength or you probably a strength. Give me a strength attack. Strength roll.
Strength roll.
Yeah.
That's a 18.
Yeah. So you grab it and you throw it down and we said 40.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, as it lands and it splats on the ground. It took 12, 14 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Ah. All right. That seems like an action. So if Minnie will come over and shoot it to try to get the last one.
All right. It flies over, tries to find an vantage point. As it flies, all right. Give me an attack. I don't know what all these rolls are for.
They're his attacks.
Oh, he gets 4 attacks?
He gets 4 attacks with his short bow.
All right. So, are there modifiers to these, or this straight rolls?
So these are the results. So I'm assuming the natural one misses.
Yeah.
A 21 and a 14 are the 2.
Yeah, the
somewhat likely.
14 misses, but the 21 does hit.
So that's 5 damage.
Yeah, it's not enough to kill it.
Man, he'll eventually kill something. That's his turn.
Yeah, Gloin, I'm gonna make your turn next.
Okay.
So you can climb the rest of the way up, or jump over here.
Nope. Trying to think about which way I'd like to do this. No, yeah, we're going to do this. Sacred Flame.
So do you crawl the rest of the way up?
Can I see him where I'm
I
at?
mean, you can poke your head up.
Poke my head up.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on him. It's a cantrip. He has to Dex 17.
Failed.
So that's 20 radiant damage.
Oh yeah. Explodes it. Yep, it seems safe now. You kill it. You wait a second with your passive perception, listening into the building the best you can, and you don't hear anything.
We'll continue further up and check out the dead bodies. I assume that they will be elves.
Yeah. So you go in there and you check out their bodies, and they are well gutted, right? Like this creature has chewed through its
Go
clothing.
into deep description.
Yeah, with its guts and intestine hanging out, and
Upon.
That was sarcasm.
oh, well, I'm sorry.
I want to hear it.
Part of the fun of the game.
Yeah.
And you wander through, and this seems like a pretty simple habitat home for that might have been a home for a dwarf at one point. Elf,
Elven family,
Wood elf.
maybe.
A wood elf at one time. Give me a medicine check.
Oh, I'm +9 on medicine. So it's 29. That was a natural 20. Well, 29.
Wow. So as you investigate the body and the wounds specifically, you can see that there's unnatural growths around where they've been gutted.
So that's not how they were killed. So they've been chewed on like vultures by these things.
Well, how they died, I wasn't trying to get to that.
Okay.
I was saying in addition to have died, there's some sort of infection or growth amongst the wound.
Where the wound is. Mm-hmm. The wound from being eaten on.
Yeah, wound where that seemingly been feasted on, right? So their guts have been chewed on, but
so I'm making an assumption here. I wouldn't think that that's what killed them. That these things were eaten.
The growths are not what killed them. That's correct.
And the eaten on them is not what killed them.
And we could.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that per se. How they died. Can
I garner that from such a high medicine check?
From such a high medicine check? Yeah, I would say the initial cause, maybe it's the skin tone that gives it away, that it's more likely that these things were poisoned than killed by some piercing type of damage.
Okay. So that lends credence to... right now we're only thinking the fog causes...
All right, think about that for a second. I want to check in with the other guys. Christian, as this is going on, what would you be doing?
Well, I mean, hearing the commotion, I probably would have... Well, if anything had popped its head out, I was prepared with a cantrip, so I guess I was spooling up an oogity boogity, and...
Well, Glenn is kind of given the all clear.
Okay.
And there's a dead one in front of you.
Oh yeah, they're one of those.
Rich.
One of those creatures is dead in front of you. Do I? Actually, I have a better picture of it here, and here. There they are. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Share with.
How about now?
Ooh, very nice. That's a lot of teeth.
Ken saw it. Ooh.
There we go. Now I got it. Yeah, that's not pretty at all. That's nightmare fuel. So I take it, I mean, this is like just a critter, right? It's not like it's got, it's all just critter. It's not, when you had those other bodies up there, I wasn't sure if, okay, so that's the family and these things likely took them out or something took them out. Okay, I got it.
That's a lot of dice.
I'm trying to set my macros up for Mini again.
All right.
Ignore the bunch of dice.
All right.
So do I? Well, I haven't seen the growth that they have up there. I guess I was curious. I'm wondering if there's any evidence of. Well, I guess could I do a check on these things to see if they've been impacted by feasting on the people?
Sure, like a medicine check?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just to see if
Yeah.
I can. Okay, 1 second.
I would think that they are the ones that cause the damage to the...
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Only a 10.
yeah, well, that's fine. Even with that roll, you can tell that. So the question you're asking was, have these been affected by eating the people? And so there's I don't know what you mean by affected, but there's no indication like they've been altered or enhanced by their consuming of these creatures, of the humans, right? It's like they were feeding.
Okay. All right. Well, then I think the only other thing that I would do, depending on what else, is, I'm keeping an eye and an ear peeled to, as I'm looking at the map, to the right, as I'm looking at the screen, to the right. Make sure nothing comes around the triads from that side.
Yeah, so as you look to the right, you can see in not too distant distance is another one of these structures.
Well, I bet there might be more of these things eating on people.
All right.
As the clouds move through.
Let's see here.
I think you get the idea, right? Because it'll be easier without it.
I do really like the ambiance, though.
That's what I liked about, was it Roll20 did that? It had that.
Yeah,
little
the fog of
that you
war.
could-
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't work with me in this case,
Yeah.
right? Even
Oh,
that
yeah.
wouldn't, because I could do that on this.
So I'm going to move my normal movement towards that other structure to see if I see or hear anything coming from that location.
Yeah.
I'll follow.
So why don't you give me a perception check?
All right.
And Barkhorn follows, he said.
Okay.
And what Barkhorn, why don't you give me one also?
What's that?
Perception.
$11.
Yeah,
Wow.
from this distance and the natural ambience of the woods, you really can't tell. You don't know if there is or there isn't. There could be, but you just can't tell.
Okay.
Maybe if you climbed up there and poked your head in, but from this distance you just can't.
Sure. Well, I think that's a good turn for me. I investigated the bodies, I've moved, and I've done a listen for the other one, so...
Yeah, how about Barkworm? You just did a check and you followed him and you watched him
Yeah.
investigate this creature. This creature, you don't remember these creatures, but you do remember hearing the stories of these creatures, right? The abominations in the forest.
Yeah.
However, the stories you heard of led you to think they would be bigger and tougher.
Maybe those were the babies. I'm just going to follow.
So you're not going to go up there and check out
No, I'm really not interested in investigating. I think we really need to
Keep
make our
moving?
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. There might be good information here, so it's not a bad idea to look
Okay.
around quickly.
Use Olak, I'm going to move back to you.
All right. Well, yeah. Now that it's cleared out, I want to head in and take a quick look at the bodies to see, like, are they? I mean, I'm assuming they're elves, but I would like to verify that.
Yeah,
They're-
obviously elves.
All right, and then look through where we're up here and see if there's any indication. Like, is it a little like watchtower thing?
No, it's a simple domicile, all right?
Okay.
Elven home.
Okay. So then, is it just a family that was caught unawares?
Yeah, it's probably. I put 3 bodies. We're gonna say it's 3 adults, probably, and one of them is obviously older than the other.
Okay.
Other 2.
my last question is: does it look like those things killed him, or does it look more like
Yeah.
dragon killed him? Or
So as you look at it and you start to investigate, Gloin just says, "No, look at their skin," and he points out that their skin has this weird tone to it. Even for elf, their skin shouldn't be this color, and that these creatures seemingly have engorged on these bodies after they died.
okay.
And he's leaning toward, because of his natural 20, he's leaning toward that they were somehow poisoned.
Okay. And we're hunting a green dragon?
Yes, you are.
That seems like a reasonable leap.
Yeah.
Explain. I don't know the difference between the
fog
dragons.
and the toxic.
Is green dragons poison breath?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least I'm assuming we would know that, considering we were talking now.
I think so. Yeah.
Would a gold dragon know what other dragons are capable of? Naturally.
Not necessarily you as a gold dragon.
Yeah.
As you've only been a gold dragon for a short while.
Yeah. But I mean, dragon knowledge is basic
Yeah.
knowledge is fairly
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
I would think, especially for.
I'm giving it to you, man. I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Plus, any conversation or research you did leading into this, you would have a general understanding that green dragons equal poison.
Well, we've been talking for
Plus, you've known
months
Zerwak for
now
forever.
about dragons.
I was going to say, Zerwak's we would have checked in with him before we left.
So. Okay.
Yeah. So, I guess Olak, you check it out. Gloin, you're up there. Anything else you want to do up here before you move on?
Does it look like there's anything worth taking?
It seems like anything that was worth taking has been taken.
Taken already?
Taken.
It's... Yeah.
Guten Tag. Guten Tag.
It seems like we're hunting a dragon. All the signs are pointing towards it.
Really?
Yes,
I would
that's what
never
I've confirmed.
realized that.
There's no
It's good to be sure.
There's no lore about creatures like this associated with green dragons, though.
Yes, I'm ignoring that. That's the one piece of evidence that doesn't fit.
Okay.
Something unholy.
Do we move on, or do we investigate the other building?
Was it my turn?
I mean, as long as we're here,
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed. I don't like these abominations. They're kind of disgusting.
You come down and you see.
I'm actually thinking about changing to a dragon at the doorway, and if I can see that one, I'm going to fly over to it, land and go in. And if I see these things,
Also, remember this is obscured, right? You can only see, and this isn't darkness. This is fog. You can't see. So
if I come to the doorway, you're saying I can't see that,
correct.
then I'm going down.
You go down and you come down, but you see wandering Barkworm and Strider within a couple steps, right? And they kind of point up. At least Strider does, and you see Barkworm saying, "Come on, we really ought to be going."
I don't give a shit what Jolly Green Giant says. I'm kind of pissed right now. I don't like these things. So I'm going to transform into a gold dragon. I'm going to fly up to the landing and go in. Whoa. I'm not going to fire. Where I'm in a wood house, I'm not going to start a fire.
Yeah, there's more in here.
I have plenty of cantrips. Oh, there's more of them in there?
Oh yeah, more dead bodies.
They've eaten the dead bodies, and they can't figure out how to get down. Because all I have is two
so we
legs.
just need to help them.
Oh, I'm going to help them all right.
Help them to their death.
Exactly. I mean, that's
You
down.
land in there and you extend your neck in there. There's one right there. What do you do to it?
Sacred Flame.
So, as in dragon form, you're just going to do a simple sacred flame. As it rolls, it fails its dexterity check. It does a minimum of 11 damage. You destroy it. All right. So you go through there and you take care of the things, right?
17 radiant damage. Yeah.
So we're just gonna hand wave this as they're no match for the mighty Grolgark.
What the hell? Get off my freaking screen. What is this thing? Get off.
Drag it over.
I can't. It won't drag.
Huh.
And there's no X to get rid of it.
At the sound, the two more poke their head out.
I would do that.
They run out and they attack your face. One of them seems to catch a lip.
No, down. That thing. That circle. That blue green circle.
Yeah, that's mine.
So one of them tried to bite at you and really didn't catch it all, but the other one kind of caught you right on the lip, and it has attached itself to your lip.
So what did it roll?
21.
Okay. Yeah, that's... My natural armor class is 18. Okay.
Yeah, so it did 12 points of damage, 6 piercing, and 6 necrotic. So 12 points of damage, and it's kind of just stuck on your lip.
Yeah.
Back to you.
They're all both within 5 feet of me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Word of Radiance. Con 17.
2 fails.
Come on. There we go. 17 radiant each.
Yeah. As they splatter against the walls.
And I took 6?
12.
12 total. Got 178. Ouch. Okay.
Ooh.
I want to see those.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hey!
You're dead.
Yep.
Hope you don't mind.
What'd you say?
Actually, you're having sex with Wes.
We killed you off.
Wow. I gotta think about which is worse.
Yeah.
Too bad Wes isn't on to hear this.
I'm sure he'll replay it.
No. He'll never know unless someone tells him.
Okay. So as you come down, the lamp starts to rattle on your hip, and out pops Ruckus.
Can't stand to be in here there
Well, actually,
any longer.
how would that work? Because you're in dragon form, and you were carrying the lantern.
Well, he's going to have to wait till I go back to glowing once I get to the bottom.
I think he just pops out and appears next to you.
Okay.
And then plummets to the ground.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, as you come out of the lamp of your magnificent mansion, you fall 6 feet to the ground and lay prone, staring up at the ass end of a gold dragon.
And a beautiful ass it is.
And you can see that you are in the a forest, and that forest is heavily obscured with a fog, which we've since deleted because it was kind of a pain to work around. There, it gives you a sense, kind of like that, if you can see it. You with me, Glenn?
Yep. Where are we?
We've reached the misty forest.
Finally got your ass out of bed.
And
After
Glenn,
spending all that time in bed, if you know what I mean.
he was in his water bed, probably.
On his text, he was
In my
saying something
magic
about
mansion
beastly.
where I can summon a bunch of
I
servants
almost read
that are
that as
in any
breastplate.
form I want?
Didn't reset.
That
So
knows why I ever leave.
Olak picks up, throws some fleshy mass at you, and they'll say, "What do you think of this?" And if you can see the screen,
Yeah, to share with players again.
if you can see the screen, that's what he throws at you.
What the heck?
Yeah, so
Exactly.
they've just killed
Six
six
of
of these things that were eating on dead bodies.
Dead wood elves.
Dead wood elves, right?
Okay. You're giving me these as food?
No,
No, we're just.
they're just
what do you
sharing.
think of them?
Yeah, they're sharing information, bringing you up to speed,
Okay.
so to speak.
I would share that, what I learned, that, I've heard of these, heard stories of these, but I heard they were bigger and tougher than what we've seen.
You'd heard rumors in the last major town of Daggerford that you were in of what they were calling abominations, monsters that were creeping this forest that the Green Dragon was calling home. And you assume that these are part of them. However, you were expecting them to be much more fierce. These were quite easy to kill. Barkworm is saying, "Come, we should not.
We should move on.
We should not linger. We don't want to be caught
I'm
out."
starting to agree. We should move it.
Okay, fine. So I switch back to deploy. Maybe I should stay as a dragon, though. I like being a dragon.
Yes, you do.
You're welcome. I thought you'd like that. And Barkworm probably leads the way.
I think that's where we came, but
And glowing with his
No,
little
you came
stumpy
from
legs
over
takes
here.
up the rear.
He came from over here.
okay.
You said something about the rear.
With his little glowing with his little stumpy legs takes up the rear.
Yeah. So you walk for a good part of the day, right? Because we said it was a day. From this point, it probably wasn't a full day to Alton where you believe it was. However, throughout the day, you probably encounter these things a few times, right? You make easy work of them, and in each case, they're feasting on either like a deer or some natural animal, or on another humanoid. But at some point in the day, you come to a village that some buildings that seem to be, you probably hear hammering coming from somewhere beyond in this misty forest.
Is that a path?
No, this is actually a ridge.
Oh.
As you press your way through, there we
So-
go.
My book, which has been kind of floating along next to me, I can. I'll tell them maybe I should send my book ahead so we can see what's going on before we get too close.
Okay.
So
So
I can be up to 300 feet from it, and it can see and hear. For
your
me.
book can,
Yes.
like a familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you
It's
said,
an awakened book,
yeah, sure. Your book flies.
like a ghostly apparition. And it can go through people, but it can't go through objects. So
Like, can it go through trees and brush?
Can't go through objects.
Okay.
Only through people.
Okay. I mean, as it presses its way through the vegetation, right? It flies up to what is another one of these structures, and what you see is a group of elves around some sort of wooden contraption, and that they're all seeming to work on.
Okay. So I would relay to everybody, he seems like elves trying to rebuild. So I think it might be safe to at least get some information from them. And I'll bring the book back
Yeah.
towards me.
That's what we
Yeah,
came
we'll
here
make our
for.
way- Yeah.
And you bring it back, the book back to you,
Well, yeah, as we're heading towards it.
and you get closer and closer. The sounds of people working on something, hammering, talking in their elven tone. They're probably speaking Elvish. I don't know if any speak Elvish.
Yes.
I don't know if I do.
Strider's a wood elf.
I think I do.
I do too.
Yeah, so I mean, you hear them talking about here, hold this, and they'll put it like that. Like they're obviously working on something. And so as you approach, how do you approach them?
Hey guys, how you doing? It's just,
Maybe.
Hello.
Not dragon form.
Yeah, not in dragon form.
what?
Yeah.
So
We
who's
come in peace. We come as friends.
and they all lift their heads up, and one of them scurries off.
I should say.
And-
We come. As,
You talk in Elvish or
Elvish.
and they say back in their Elvish tone of something like, "Who comes here in this weird Elvish dialect?"
I am a wizard from Winterdeep. No, yeah,
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
You
Coming to find Atlan.
Alton.
Alton.
Oh, well, found Alton that you have. What? This is not the place to be for tourism. How can we be at your service? Not that we can be much of service.
We're not tourists.
Yeah. We've come here to get insight into what's going on. We're looking for a green dragon and a devil called Chuth.
Well, you can see the remnants of the results of this green dragon. The disruption. They killed half our people, destroyed our villages throughout the Misty Forest.
How have you survived?
Only the gods know.
Do you have magic users to help fight her off?
We had a cleric. He was the last warden assigned to this village. The dragon swooped down and attacked on the ground at first. Nearly half of the village's victims died during that first assault. Then they were followed by humans, as he looks over at perhaps Ruckus. No, Ruckus is elf also. None of you are human. In the regalia of the cult of the dragon followed that green menace, killing all those they found. The battle ensued until all I can say is they left, as if called.
How many times have you been attacked?
They have not been back since. Thank gods.
How long ago was this?
A 10-day?
What the hell's going on? So the dragon disappeared too?
How long?
Well, it's not like it vanished. It flew off.
And I would look to, what was it? I want to say Zerwak.
Ruckus, Gloin, Olak.
Olak. I would look to Olak and say, how long do you think those other elves were dead?
Yeah, so Olak would look to Gloin as he had the better research.
Gloin, yeah.
And it could have been a 10-day, maybe more.
Gonna destroy every elf just in that one day? I mean,
Well, it's an army.
rampaging through.
I mean, they could have attacked that town and then came their way over here and attacked this town, and then something caused them to.
Something
Wow.
happened.
The rumors are that they've attacked all the villages in the forest and continue to attack to this day. I pray they don't return here.
Well, we know from the Black Staff that the Green Dragon is here for a purpose. It's looking for something, right?
Yes.
And it's looking for
The mask.
a mask.
Chuth lost. Or it was stolen.
Wrong.
Oh.
That's the other one, other
Oh.
storyline. This one is they are gathering a loot,
So they're just here for
stealing from the elves.
really. Can find more loot somewhere else.
But they pulled out suddenly.
Yeah.
And you think of this, and you notice the gleaming of a ring on this guy's finger.
So they haven't gathered all the loot.
This guy's talking to you.
So why would
A
they?
ring is in a ring that controls dragons?
Well, you might be aware of such a thing, but you have no idea if this. You had no reason to believe that this is one.
Unless you
I'm
wanna
just saying.
guess.
I'm just saying that there's a ring on his finger, and it seems valuable.
All right.
Whether it's magical or not, you'd have to do something special to figure that out.
I don't want to hoard all the questions, guys.
Yeah, so you'd have to cast detect magic or something like that.
Strider, do you have any questions, Christian?
I'm thinking about it. I mean, up until this moment, I was just going to express my, heartfelt concern for my fellow Wood Elf brothers, and the whole asking how long ago, that was on my list, but that's been asked. And I was starting to look at my skills and abilities to see if there was something that I could use regarding this whole ring thing.
Gloin, with your passive perception, you can tell that this elf, this one that's talking to you, get the sense that he's nervous.
Recently nervous? He's nervous about us. Why would he be nervous about
Well, you are strangers coming to his town.
Maybe I should turn into a dragon and make him really nervous.
Not in a threatening way, but the one that had dashed off now appears on the bridge. Not that you could see her really, but you can tell there's a figure up there, and she's holding a bow and arrow. It's not trained on you, but it's there.
So not to disrupt the flow, but I found the thing that I wanted to do, and that is I'd like to do an insight check, roll for an insight check to see whether this person's truly telling the truth or if there's something else going on.
That's a great idea.
You want to roll or you want me to roll it?
Dude.
I'll roll it.
It's his idea.
My insight's +9. Ooh.
Yeah, so not that he's has told you anything that's false, but it does seem like he's hiding something.
Let's just get it out here in the open. We were asked to come here by the Black Staff.
Oh, who's the black? What's a black staff?
This is going to be more difficult than I thought.
Well, I don't want to.
Well,
But you get to play too.
Yeah, no, I get it.
you're from Waterdeep.
I asked like 4 questions, so I wanted to give everybody else a turn.
All right, how about Olak?
They don't know who the Black Staff is?
Well, they're elves.
Yeah. Is that common knowledge?
Is
Would people outside of Waterdeep have a understanding of what the Black Staff is? And
not necessarily.
So we were asked to come here and help
Wizards.
you fight the Green Dragon. How's that?
Well, yeah, well, that's fantastic. Our people could really use that.
You seem to be very nervous, and I'm trying to determine why you're nervous. We're here to help, we're not here to attack you.
You can imagine the stress and pressure we're under.
Yeah, we heard that you were the last elven village left, and we were actually surprised.
Are you serious? We're the last?
That's what the rumors are saying of the refugees leaving the Misty Forest.
What about Bronwith all the way to the south? All the way down there too?
We haven't gone there yet.
Would I know that?
You don't know.
If
First of all, you would know every single, right? And you know of a couple, but you don't know. You know of a couple of the ones that have been.
And I would rattle those off.
Yeah.
That we are aware of. But there may be others.
Cousins that are there. And forgive me, my own wife has perished in this attack. We're just trying to rebuild our home here. We thought ourselves safe up in the trees, but with the dragon, no one is safe. So if you're here to kill,
we are here. We want to find the green dragon.
All I can say is that the dragon came with a rider on its back.
Yes.
And he was no dwarf, let's say that. He was nimble. Carried himself more like, he looks at Strider, an elf.
Okay.
And I swear, as soon as the attack began, it was not but 10 minutes later that, as if receiving a call, that they left. All this damage you can see in 10 minutes.
You know what direction they went in?
They went to the south and west.
How far did your scouts track them?
We had no scouts left. We did not track them. We were happy they were gone, and we tended to our wounded the best we could.
It's been 10 days. There probably isn't any tracks left.
It's late in the day, right?
At this point, yeah.
So, I would offer whatever services we can provide.
You have
for
healers
staying tonight.
Healers.
Yes. You need healing.
We have people with broken bones and
where are they at?
Wounds, and they're there. Right, I only put 4 tokens there, but they're there. We could give you refuge if you need it. We have abundance of food now that half our people are gone.
That would be most welcome. A weary place to hang our hat for the night.
Yeah, I could do mass healing, mass cure wounds, I should say. And I could do it. That's a first. Oh, that is a 5th level spell. Ooh, ouch.
As the day goes on, though, there's no apparent threat, so you use whatever healing spells you can use.
Yep.
And as the evening wears on, they'll give you one of their rooms for you guys to be in. Ruckus, how about you? Do you have any questions, Glenn?
No.
Okay.
Ruckus is still waking up. He's still getting his bearings on what's going on here.
You just walked for half a day. Yeah. Your bearings are back.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we asked more questions about. I would ask a lot of questions about the dragon and the rider. Mm-hmm. I want to know as much detail as possible. So how much detail can I get from him?
Yeah, so wore purple robes.
His face.
His face was obscured by a mask.
Okay, what was the mask description?
Well, it was... You would have expected him to say a green dragon's face, but he didn't. It was more like a witch doctor's mask.
Okay. But he was able to give me a good description.
He gave you pretty much that. Purple robes, this witch doctor-like mask. The dragon itself breathed its poisonous gas. And then they were followed by the looters of humanoid that were also wearing these masks, but they stormed in, they did their damage, and they abruptly stopped and left.
So the green dragon is a adult?
It was quite big.
He wouldn't be able to tell the difference between an adult and an ancient. It's not an ancient.
That's what he says. It was really big.
Okay.
Judging by the damage, you would think that it might be
Bigger
an adult.
than me.
And much bigger than you, dwarf. It would take 1,000 of you to be this. 100 of you to be anything close to what that dragon was. But you smell similar.
Any chance that
I
their
just-
departure could be attached to a draghorn?
Say that again. What about the Drakhorn?
Oh, yeah, 10 days ago.
Could
That's what I was wondering.
could their sudden departure be a result of hearing the draghorn or the sounding of the draghorn?
Did Gloin feel a sudden pull to go south 10 days ago?
10 days ago, we were...
You were in the sub 10 days ago, probably, somewhere leaving Gundberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember any...
No.
You think back 10 days, you don't remember anything special.
What would he have made them stop attacking and leave? Easy prey.
Play.
It's not the mask we were expecting. So does someone else wear the correct mask and pull the dragon away?
Oh, so you're
Question.
expecting him to be wearing one of those dragon masks or whatever they are.
I have something to do before we rest for the night.
Yeah, would Barkworm... Where would he stay? In his...
Barkworm stay?
Yeah, would he stay inside one of these structures? Is he accustomed to sleeping indoors or outdoors?
Yeah, he's fine with indoors.
All right, he's just kind of hunched over and being a particularly big
Yeah.
person.
Are we settling down for the night?
Well, not. We're still talking. Olak, did you have some? You were talking about the mask.
Yeah, so because they just described it as a mask, not a green mask.
A witch doctor's
So
mask.
you, in the description, you were half expecting him to describe the mask as a dragon's face, right? And when questioned specifically on that, he said no, it didn't really look like a dragon. It just seemed more like a, I don't know. You've seen maybe tribal witch doctor crazy mask. It just seemed like a mask.
Yeah. So from what we know of the masks, they're all color coded.
That's right. You might have asked.
I would
Did it
have
have?
expected a green one. So
Oh.
that's making.
He would probably tell you that it had aspects of it were green. There was definitely a green theme to the mask, but it definitely was not stylized as a dragon.
Okay. Yeah, so it's making me wonder if there's someone else with the mask for this dragon. And they're the ones that called him away.
Why?
I don't know. Why did they not come back? There's obviously riches here.
Yes. So that begs the question: if we stay here and wait for them to come back, or we go look for them.
So, while we're talking about finding these guys, I say I can help try to locate them.
That would be nice.
With the description that I was given, maybe I can locate where they are currently. So, I will cast Scrying.
Okay.
So, likeness or picture, I'm going off with the description.
Mm-hmm.
And knowledge, I don't have first-hand knowledge, so it's +5 save modifier for. So the target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have with it. The target knows you're casting this other thing. So the knowledge part, I would get a plus. It would get a +5 to the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But the connection would give it a -2.
Okay.
So +3 net.
+3. Okay. And compare that to what you roll on your scrying spell? Or is it your spell DC class?
So, yeah. He's got to beat a wisdom 16.
All right. So, and you want to describe how you scry?
No, not right now.
All right. I mean, so with your nature-esqueness to you, right? You take a handful of leaves, right? Handful of leaves, and you kind of throw them up in the air, and you kind of watch them fall down, and looking for the leaves to fall and float into shapes that you recognize. And as you do, the eyes of a dragon open at you and close, and your scrying stops.
That doesn't seem right.
I rolled a natural 20.
I wasn't going after the dragon, though.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going after the mask. Pardon.
Oh, well.
That's what the description of the mask was important to me.
All right.
Sorry.
So
I don't know.
still, the roll stands, and I'm going to say your scrying was blocked by the magic
It
of...
was detected and countered.
And recognized as the
Yeah.
it looked back at you.
So does that mean they're going to come back? That would be, then we could actually meet them and.
Well, I don't think they could track us.
Oh, you don't think they have scrying?
Well, they don't know who they are. You are to Barkworm knows what's needed for that spell. They don't have what's needed for that spell to scry on you.
I have the same spell and I could do it too, but I don't think I want to.
Now, they may not be able to scry on you. That doesn't mean they couldn't scry on the village or these people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if they're the only ones alive... Okay.
I would like to cast some see invisibility.
Okay.
Just, for the next hour, just kind of
Sure.
watch for any sort of scrying orbs that may appear.
Yeah, and over the course of the hour, nothing really happens.
Alright.
Ruckus or Strider? Any thoughts? That's the cool thing about this dice.
So help me out, big
On the
picture.
natural 20.
We were sent here to try to find the green dragon and the people controlling it. Right?
Yes.
And
20.
it has ravaged this town and then flew off. So
It's
Oh.
we're on its trail, but we don't think it's
Find a
around
20.
here.
This is 3 dots.
yeah. So jumping over the map for a little more background, you are in this misty forest. I'm on screen. I've jumped to the map. We're in this misty forest, which is this big blob, right? And you're basically kind of where this O and U are. That's where this elf village is that survived. The other elf villages are scattered throughout this forest. And we know a handful of them at least have been destroyed. Have they all been destroyed? You don't know for sure. But you do know a handful of them have been destroyed and looted. And this one, for some reason, hasn't been... They were attacked, but that attack ended. And where the other ones were destroyed, this one persists.
And as far as these people we've talked to, it's just they called off the attack and left. There wasn't any special reason.
They can't particularly explain why they left.
Okay.
They just all of a sudden left.
Or won't, or yeah.
And so our mission is to ultimately to hunt down the green dragon.
Yeah, so they told you dragon, elven rider perhaps, southeast.
So that's our task here, is to find the green dragon and destroy it.
and collect this mask if you can. If they have a mask, collect it. And,
Oh. Okay. Which we're still wondering whether the mask the Elven Rider has is that mask.
Any other questions, comments, activities?
But yeah, so I mean, the only other thing I could think of is, was there someone or something here that actually drove the dragon away that these people don't want to tell us? But I don't have any special voodoo to detect it if there is.
Well, you rolled a pretty high insight, and it seemed like he was nervous, and that there might be something he isn't telling you.
So, I mean, the other option would be if we wanted to snoop around the village a little while everyone's asleep. But if it's some secret thing that they're, I don't know.
Protecting?
Yeah. I was just I've got, we've got a couple people that can cast invisibility, right? And I think I've got invisibility potion or something. So, I mean, a couple of us could snoop around at night if we want to.
Tell me what you are doing. Christian, I haven't heard from you in a while.
Right. I'm just not sure where do we go from here? I mean,
So
we know what we need to do. We know what we need to do.
Mhm.
This guy is very guarded. We know something. I mean, at least because I was the one that rolled it. I know something's up, but I don't know how to ferret that out of him.
We're in our own room, right?
Yeah, so I put you in this little room up, and we'll say all of you are in there.
Okay.
Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, yeah, Christiana's resting in the lamp.
That must have been some good action, Rufus.
So, the evening wears on. You've done your healing, and it is time to retire for the evening. They put you in this room.
Well, in the process of healing, we should have been out amongst the people. Did we see anything? Anyone that we might think that is emanating magic or something? Or
You don't know that without some special
Yeah.
test.
Along that line of thought, though, since we are helping people, if Olak had 10 minutes to rest, in quotes, he would definitely ritual cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
And concentrate on that while walking around and see if there's anything worth making note of to look into later.
Yeah. And the answer is no. There is not.
I guess another thing I would be looking for, during this whole helping everybody, is there any signs of that growth that was on the dead people?
Right.
Any of their sick or injured?
So, some of there was definitely poisoning that happened to these people that you were healing. These people in this that you were just now healing, some of them were from poisoning. You used up some of your lesser restorations, for example. Your restorations.
And that's what green dragons spit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There was also sword slashes, pokes, piercing, that type of damage done to the people, right? Massive destruction from like a dragon knocking down their buildings, right? So now it's specific to your question. What are you going after?
Is there any growth, any infection here?
Yeah. So from the healing, there was no sign of that.
Yeah, I rolled a 21 medicine.
Okay. Yeah. Just seemed like poisoning, piercing, bludgeoning, type of stuff.
Okay.
Normal battle plus poison damage.
I don't think there's anything else I'd want to.
All right. As you retire for the evening, you're in. Go ahead. No. All right. You're in this room. It's comfortable. You are strangers, guests, but strangers. So they keep an eye. They're not guarded, but they are watching, keeping an eye on you. It is a smallish kind of community. And
Right. I think we should definitely have a watch in case has not been stated previously.
okay. And how would you like to watch?
Oh. Well, if Olak goes first, he'll, oh, what is it? He definitely would place an alarm, like, at the entrance to our little area. So if someone comes, we would know.
All right.
And then, realistically, probably just, sit staring at the door. Occasionally look around, see if there's anything suspicious going on. But
All right.
just trying to stay alert, mostly listening.
Okay. So, how long do you stay up? A couple hours?
I mean, I would hope someone would relieve me after, 2 hours.
Yeah. After your 2 hours, who do you get to take the next shift?
Oh, probably Strider.
Yeah, I agree. Because I've got the whole elf quick recharge capability. So.
Sure. And Strider, how do you do your watch? Same type of thing, or anything different?
I would say rather than sitting in our room and staring at the door, I might position myself just outside our room.
Yeah, there's
So I have I can pay attention for sights and sounds and going on around the installation here.
So as you begin your shift, you hear, and Olak, you would have known this, that they have someone keeping watch as well. And they kind of, they walk out, they go across their bridges, right? And they just keep looking out, and they watch the wilderness around you. And as you change your shift, they also change their shift. And so maybe first it was this female, and then in the second shift it was the guy that did most of the talking. All right. So as you change your shift, they change their shift.
All right.
And during your watch, at some point, their guy that watches, he climbs down out of the tree and down to the main ground. But I mean, you can't see. All you know is he went down. You can't tell that from. I mean, what beyond that you don't know. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Interesting. Well, that is. I will. Strider will make a note of that to himself to share with the party, and whoever takes over the next watch. But I'm not going to pursue him because, frankly, I'm not going to leave my team unguarded. So.
Okay.
Duly noted.
So after about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, he returns. You can hear him climb back up. Or at least you hear somebody.
Right.
And then as your shift ends, their shift ends. It's like a 2-hour rotation, right? Similar to what you guys are probably doing. Maybe you take a 4-hour shift. I don't know.
Yeah, I would because then I can.
Eventually, you take up the next person, and there's the rest of the evening. There's nothing else to report.
Okay.
Somebody else does another shift, right? But there's nothing. Next morning happens. It's still misty, foggy. And what do? You bid farewell? More questions? They give you a platter of dried meats and tough bread. Maybe a flask of wine.
You guys.
So if this guy's hanging around or he's around, Strider will be bold for a change, and I'll ask the guy straight up. Couldn't help but notice you went to ground last night. Were you looking for something?
I thought I heard a noise. I went to investigate.
I see. Did you find anything? You were gone quite some time.
I wanted to be thorough.
He seems really trustworthy.
Well,
Bullshit.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
Insight.
is there any opportunity to talk to some of these people individually?
Absolutely.
So maybe, I don't know, if one of them's preparing the food, you say, I'll go help out in the kitchen or
Insight
something,
check.
you know,
Yeah,
just
awesome.
try to find an opportunity to talk to
You
one
have
of them
ask
alone.
for it.
Yeah, come on, Sir Charms a lot. Let's go.
24 insight check.
You have to ask
You
for
have
it,
to
and
go
then
and talk to them, and then
you
observe
ask
some
me.
response.
You have to ask me, not just roll it.
so go talk to one of them, and then
Somebody tell
observe
me.
their response to your question. And
Yeah. So I said Ruckus would look for an opportunity to talk to one of them
Yeah.
alone if they're cooking or off doing something
Sure,
away from everybody else.
sure. Let's pull. Where'd my female go? You like females?
Pardon me. There
Yeah.
she is.
Female walks off into a place, and you follow her in with your cup. You see her go to some sort of cabinet and start putting a tray together.
I always find myself in a woman's bedroom.
There you go. There's your opportunity. What do you do?
Okay. So I would just turn on the charm and say, it is. It seems you're very fortunate that the attack was stopped early. I know it sounds a little silly to say that when you've lost so many people, but from what we understand,
And she
other
starts.
villagers lost everyone.
My own children were killed in the attack.
And do you think it is just by fate that they stopped and left?
I have no way to explain it. She seems very truthful. There's no hint of.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do an insight check, but this is totally seems
Yeah.
honest and legitimate.
Okay. So then I guess you could just offer to help with whatever. If she's getting drinks ready or food ready or whatever. You would,
Yeah. You carry the tray for her. You bring it back in. At least from her, everything seems legit.
Yep.
Lay it back on the table. Lay her back on the table.
Put him on the rack.
We're glad for your assistance, and if you're as powerful as you seem to be, we wish you the best of luck and graces with your investigation. But we have a lot of work to do to put our our community back together.
And they gave us a general direction of where they
They
were.
said southeast.
Yeah, okay.
West.
Southwest. South and west. Yeah, southwest. So, if you don't mind, we will get to work. And you, and they all give a nod, and they start to go back down, and they grab their tools, and they start to go back to work.
Guess we better be on our way.
Okay.
And so that's all for this encounter, and you start heading southeast?
Southwest.
West.
Southwest. Forgive me. All right, and you walk an hour or so. I don't know what you're laughing at, Glenn. Something else I said.
On my screen, there's this random log that is
Yeah.
piercing through the fog for some reason. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and so remember, you can't see more than 10, 20 feet, right? Between the vegetation and the trees.
So how are we planning on finding this dragon?
Animated fog. Cool.
Well, not exactly. I just moved it. Mainly, and as you walk for a while, you hear a tree fall and a woman scream off in the distance. Thus the log.
I think we should head in that direction.
So you kind of push your way over there, and you look and you see a female, and you're further away than this, all right? This is just kind of scales, not right. But you're further away than this, and you see a female trapped, pinned underneath a log. Where'd she go?
Oh, I feel like we should probably go help her.
Yeah,
Marcus,
so
now's your chance.
No,
Be the
Varenka.
good Samaritan.
Who's our beef now? Who's strong?
Oh,
Any of us?
Probably Olak.
In your regular form, maybe Olak. In your altered form, you would probably have competitors. Oh, well.
Well, yeah.
A female dressed in leaves. There you go.
That's not ominous at all.
Don't play with dryads.
Might be a dryad. Ooh, I know what. Hang on, I got this.
Really? Because Olak's about ready to start trying to lift a tree.
Oh, maybe our
We'll go smarter, not harder. Strider will use his cantrip of mold earth and instantly excavate underneath her so she can crawl out.
Yep,
All right.
that is a better idea.
All right. She as you do your Oomba Boonga and the mold, the very earth, right? And she looks at you. She says, "You're a powerful magic user to be able to command the very earth under our feet."
Indeed, are you okay? Are you hurt otherwise?
And she takes a second to brush herself off, and she says, "Heroes at last! How many might fall back in fear at the sight of a stranger in the woods, or think first of their own safety before helping another? For your kindness, I grant you my blessing. May your hearts prove true where others fear to tread." and the log that was over her stands up.
Huh.
Okay. Thinking this was a test.
Or it's a trap. It's one of the two.
Oh, where's that?
I'm trying to think positive.
Uh-oh.
Blessings usually don't come with a trap.
And she pulls a thin vine from her, and she says something in Druidic language. If anyone speaks Druidic,
I think I might.
No.
Strider.
No, just
Strider the Druid.
Strider's a druid,
Elvish giant.
and she says something of wreath of protection, and you can see along this tree these flowers kind of just sprout and bloom, and she runs this vine through it, and almost in like a magical weave, she produces a wreath of these flowers, and places it over your neck, and it says, "The shadow has taken my forest, and could use a hero such as yourself. May this garland protect you and your friends."
Can you tell us where this darkness is?
So
Question?
yeah, so we'll get
Thank
to you, but you were beat by Barkworm as he asked. Say your question louder so maybe they can hear it. Was
Where is the darkness?
Yeah, where is the darkness?
yeah, and she'll say, "The darkness has taken over the forest in its entirety. Can you not sense the evil here?"
I guess where did it originate? Where does it start from?
I believe it's centered at the Mist Vale. The Mist Vale Falls and Lagoon to the south and west. Be warned, fair adventurers, that there's much sorrow in our forest. If you intend to confront the great green beast that makes its lair at the Mist Vale, you will need to beat the Sorrow Sworn.
The Sorrow Sworn?
The Sorrow Sworn before you confront it. These are the abominations that now roam the forest. Even standing here, we could be watched. These, as you notice this wreath, you see that she also wears one. This wreath should keep you some amount of protection from the green beast's eyes that seem to be everywhere. Have no doubt, though, you confront those beasts, it is aware. The green beast is aware. The Sorrowsworn, you say?
We've already met some of them, but they don't seem to be...
What did you meet? What did you encounter?
Smaller ones?
Smaller ones. And she'll wave her hand, and kind of like the Barkworm's magic, a swirl of leaves kind of make this shape. What did it look like this? And
Yes.
the wretched. Yes. Count yourself lucky. You must not have encountered many, as in numbers they can be quite deadly. But before you'll be able to confront the great green beast, you'll have to defeat the others. There is, and to show players, let's see if I can show players. Show players. There is the Lost with its piercing arms, that like a spider, great spikes, And then the sorrowful moans of... can you see that, guys?
Yeah. If you click on it, yeah.
That is the lost. And then there's the lonely.
Things are all roaming around the forest.
They invade when the green beast and his master took over. These abominations spread through the forest like a plague. The lonely and its mournful moans. And then the hungry, the ever hungry, it feasts. I swear these things, if you encounter it, it stops for eating for nothing. Except for to eat on the flesh of its victims. And finally, and perhaps most fearsome, is the angry.
I'd be angry if I had two heads too.
You kill you kill one minimum of each of these. Only then will you be able to find, will this great beast, green giant dragon, reveal itself.
How do we find them? In a huge forest.
You go to the southwest, there is the Mist Veil Lagoon. With the Mist Veil, it lairs in that lagoon.
All of these things?
Well,
All of these things are found throughout the forest.
Okay. So we got to kill these before we get to the Mistvale.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Only then will you be able to find the lair of the great giant beast.
We've already killed the wretched.
That's a start. But I'm afraid that'd be the easiest.
So, okay. That tree monster standing next to her is a tree monster, or that's just a tree?
It's a tree monster. It's a wake. Oh, you mean I can't come up with the name fast enough.
Mr. Fuzzy Boots.
Or,
Beard.
okay, so it's just standing there.
Yeah. Well, it's standing there, but it's obviously alive, right? Conscious.
Yeah.
Laravel. This is my companion.
Okay. And also, I want to back up for a minute, and Mr. Scribe, I want to make sure you captured this. So, you saved the woman. She gave you a wreath of flowers around your neck. So, Strider saved the woman, and Strider got laid.
Yeah. I suppose you did. And he said, "One last thing I can do to help." And she does some oogity boogie, and she conjures up. I will produce these stairwells. If you stay on the path, you will be able to find this lagoon.
We just wander around the forest looking for these things.
No! As I said, stay on the path!
There's a path.
Stay on the stairs that I've conjured.
Oh.
And where did I put them? And cutting through the forest, you see stairs such as this. I should have put this in a...
So she just conjured these up?
Yeah, and parting the vegetation parts, and you see stairwell, these stairs that are 6 feet wide, descending down into the forest, into the darkness and the mist of the forest. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So she made this path and these stairs appear that weren't there before.
Correct.
We couldn't see them.
That you
Okay.
It's like she parted the vegetation off of them, and says, "You follow these stairs, it will take you to the lagoon.
Okay.
The path is with peril." Yeah, I'm good. The path is with peril, though. Have no doubt, you will still have to face the sorrowsworn to confront Chuth.
Kind of the idea. We just got to find him.
Okay. But the path will lead us to the right place.
It will lead you to the lagoon. Finding his lair, the entrance to his lair, is up to you.
And what is your name?
Yeah, I had a name. Oh, I have a name. Let me think for a second.
She has a name.
It's not
And
Clovara.
this,
I am Clovara, druid of these forests.
and you said this gift you gave Strider would offer us some sort of protection.
It should, hopefully it gives you the bolster that you don't fear this dragon that he would inflict on you. As long as you wear the wreath.
Oh, it helps protect us from being afraid of the dragon.
And it would also help protect him from the eyes of the creatures it commands. Normally, a beast such as that would be able to see you through the animals, the very animals that roam within its lair. I have no doubt this is all his lair at the time.
And did I hear her say that it helps him and his companions, or just him?
Well, I can't. It is the green dragon, and we know that of the green dragons, that they can see that. The extent that his companions can see it also, I don't know. I don't have privy to.
No, Dave, what I'm asking, I thought she said something about it would offer protection to Strider and the whole party, or
Yes.
just to Strider?
So, and she makes wreaths for each of you. You each get your own wreath.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Necklace of flowers.
Okay.
And how about this metallic creature? And as she knocks on the side of it, does it require a wreath as well? I don't know.
It has no fear.
I mean,
It's a construct. It doesn't.
probably.
Very well. She drapes one over it,
Does a construct even feel fear?
but it can also protect from being seen too. So, so with this gift, stay on the path, fair adventures. And she turns into an owl and flies away. And the lumbering tree follows after her.
Above the table,
Well, this was great.
above the table, I think we all would have discussed that green dragons are highly intellectual and deplorably evil. I think that was kind of a given, but they're really
Probably.
smart.
Would be a natural enemy of mine.
Oh yeah.
So, no, you're saying when we do find it, we're not going to try to talk to it.
It's really smart. Let's just put it that way.
You better have something really good to offer.
Yeah.
No, we're not offering anything but death.
He's
Here
going to
you
be
go,
cagey. He's not going to be like the white dragons. The white dragons are kind of dumb
But
by comparison.
But now we have these necklaces she made us.
Yeah, so that should give us some.
So we can offer a laurel and hearty handshake.
Nice.
So you start walking down the overground stairs, and as you go down these stairs, it seems like you're going down, but you're not going down. So you take 20, 30 steps, and you feel like you've been going down, but you look, and it seems like the ground is still level around you.
How fascinating.
It's a portal.
And you walk for an hour,
Sure.
and give me a stealth check.
All of us, or just the lead?
Yeah, group stealth check. Let's see how you do.
Ooh, 17.
A 9 for Olak and a 3 for Minnie.
11.
Okay. Well, establish a marching order.
Olak's probably in the front.
Why?
I would guess maybe Barkworm is in front.
No,
No?
not the wizard.
He's a squishy
Not the
wizard.
squishy wizard.
Yeah.
Olak's
well,
a slightly less
y-
squishy artificer.
You were
Do you not think the guy that can turn into a gold dragon might want to be in front?
Yeah.
Or you want to be in the back to protect us from anything sneaking up behind us.
Okay, fine.
And of course, my
You don't want to be in my cone of fire.
little book is right next to me,
okay.
just floating.
And remember, despite the path, you have this 6 foot wide stair that you keep going down, but it's overgrown, right? Trees and vegetation on all sides. And as you pass, you can see the person in front of you and the person behind you, but one beyond that, it gets more difficult, right? And as you walk down these stairs, you would hear the sounds of unnatural sounds from beyond the vegetation. And
Stay on the path.
stay on the path, and it would afford you some protection. And so the protection is that at some point, Minnie got distracted and it says, "Oh, wait up for me!" Yells to you guys as he catches back up. Thus his 2 on his, as you all turn, shh! Do you not hear the noises? And that's when the noises stop.
What noises?
I described the noises, the unnatural
No,
noises.
no. Sorry, the noises stopped. So what noises?
Yeah, he's just saying.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
being sarcastic from Minnie's perspective.
okay, this is when we're going to roll initiative.
18.
All right, and you are
Barkworm.
Bark.
Come on. There it goes.
Jolly Green Giant.
18.
5 for me.
5 for you. Ruckus.
Got a 14.
14. Strider. Olak.
9.
Strider.
12.
12. All right. I think I got everyone. Descending. All right, Barkworm. The sounds went silent, and the last time you heard a sound, it was somewhere off to the south and east. Again, you can see to the edge of the stairways, but not much beyond.
But there was clearly noise out there, and then there wasn't. And
Right.
I heard maybe some rustling.
Yeah, it was right when Minnie yelled and came back up. It was noise. He yelled, and the noises stopped.
Okay. I am going to hold the dodge action.
And
Actually, you know what? Am I more than 5 feet away from somebody else?
no,
Okay.
I mean, and not how I have you lined up. You were walking in a row, trying to keep the person in front of you and behind you within sight.
By the way, we had a long rest, didn't we?
Yes, everyone had a long rest before this encounter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Unless you,
hold the dodge action.
your mold earth was a cantrip, right? You hold the dodge action, which is a good thing you did, as 2 spikes come from the vegetation out towards you. So this isn't with advantage. This is 2 spikes come out at you. This is a 19 and a 16.
19 hits.
19 hits for 14 piercing damage. And you are grappled and pulled into its creature as this.
Can I do a reaction? Can anyone in the party do a reaction ahead of time?
If you have a reaction now, you are more than 10 feet away. So tell me what you're going to do.
Warding flare.
Okay. As a
I see the things come out.
yeah.
Warding flare. So it would have actions. All get down. No actions. And I think it has something to do with disadvantage. Whoops. Back.
It would have already had disadvantage because Jolly Green Giant Jaw dodged.
Yeah.
So it's not going to help me, is what he's saying.
That's a good point.
It had disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. So it would have missed with that.
Oh.
And then we roll again. And he missed. So 2 of these, you didn't take the damage after all.
Okay.
And you're not grappled. Because he already had disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because
One
of the
was a
dodge,
dodge
action.
yeah.
Okay. And Ruckus. You heard something come from the vegetation just to your behind you. As you look back, you see these 2 unnatural spiky things come from the growth behind it and narrowly miss Barkworm, who's walking behind you.
Okay. So my turn. I can still see the spikes, the tentacles, whatever.
Well, you saw it happening. You know where it is, or at least where it would be behind the vegetation.
Okay. Okay, but I can't actually see it. Like, I don't have a torso to aim at, right? I
Correct.
just see the arms.
Correct.
Okay.
It is largely obscured by the vegetation.
Okay. So when it says, like, if a spell says a creature you can see, that wouldn't really.
No, I would say you can see at least part of it.
Okay. Oh, it's concentration, though. I'm going to have to.
Strider, you're on deck.
Okay. Let's do. Okay. So where it's. I guess, yeah. So I can see its arms and
Yeah. Because
estimate where it is. So I'm going to cast in that vicinity, but more than 5 feet away from my friend, a 4th level Snillox Snowball Swarm.
All right.
A flurry of magic snowballs erupts from the point you choose. Each creature in a 5-foot radius sphere has to do a Dex failing throw.
All right. Dex failing throw. A 15 on the die. Dex is +1, 16.
And it's against an 18, so he failed.
All right.
And he looks like 12 cold damage.
Okay. And you hear some unearthly kind of scream from the creature.
And if there happens to be another one within 5 feet of him, it would get hit too.
All right. Okay, that's your turn. 12 damage. That seemed kind of low.
That is low for a 66. I think there's a bunch of 1s and 2s in there.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of plays into the cover it had from the vegetation, perhaps.
Hang on. Yeah, but hang on. I got a thing with my sorcery points. I think I can re-roll some of that.
4, a 1, a 2, a 2, a 1, and a 2.
Yeah. So, where's my sheet? I've got it here somewhere. Hang on. Here we go. Sorcery point. Reroll up to 6 dice damage. So what was it? A 4 and a bunch of 1s and 2s?
Yeah, you have 2 1s and 3 2s. I imagine you might want to re-roll those. Roll 5d6 if you're using it.
5. Yes, I am. 5d6 there. How about that?
All right, so
22 plus the 4 that I kept.
All right, so 26 damage. That's much better, huh?
I used 1 sorcery point. Okay.
All right. Again, it's sorrowful scream, and Strider. You just saw this happen. The swirl snowballs in behind this vegetation right in front of you. What do you do?
So can I see this creature or no?
You see just its arms.
Okay. All right. Well.
And maybe a shadow of a form behind the vegetation, but not really much.
Okay, but I can see its arms. So then I'm going to... Strider will cast a 3rd level Moonbeam. 5-foot radius, so 10-foot diameter. I'm going to park that at the end of the arms, trusting that it's going to engulf whatever's behind it. And it's engulfed in ghastly flames that cause searing pain. Must make a Constitution saving throw.
16 on the die. +2 is 18.
All right, so it passed, unfortunately. But half as much on a successful. Okay, so...
Olaf, you're on deck.
1 second here. Roll that. So 3d10, so that was 19, so he takes half of that, so he takes about 9.
Yep.
Of, whatever that is. That's radiant. Where is it? Yes, radiant damage. 9 points of radiant damage.
Got it.
And let's see. Oh, and so then I can keep that up for a while and move it as needed. So that's cool.
All right, Olaf.
Okay, so in the cacophony of things that it has just undergone, it's made sounds, right?
Yes.
Has anything else made sounds?
Not that you heard.
Okay, I'm going to assume it's alone, and I probably cannot get to it if I stay on the path, so I'll just throw a firebolt at it.
You have no reason to believe it was alone because before the went quiet, there was sounds all over the place.
I don't like that thought as much. Alright, okay, instead of attacking it then, I'm going to use my turn and very distinctly scan around us and try to see if something is out of the ordinary.
So so if you know that your eyes are playing tricks on you, right? As you look through the dense fog, you would have disadvantage on any perception check that had to do with sight. Or at least you would naturally, unless you have some way that counteracts that, you would naturally have that disadvantage. So
I do not.
So you can roll a perception check with disadvantage.
We'll do it.
All right.
Control, yes, control. That looks like a very low number of a 7.
Yeah.
I think it's it. We're good.
So as you try to think back to those sounds, you just remember that there were sounds more than just coming from the was this east. There were sounds coming from many directions, but to say exactly where those sounds were, you don't remember.
All right. Yeah, and then bonus action, I'm going to give myself some of those temporary hit points. And then Minnie will take to the air.
Yep.
So it's not on the ground where these things are poking things at. And then if it has line of sight, it'll shoot arrows at the lost.
You can shoot it.
It'll dodge.
It can shoot at with disadvantage, or it can dodge. Your choice.
Well, it'll dodge. Dodging seems better.
All right. Okay. We are to Gloin.
Channel Divinity, Radiance of the Dawn, anything within 30 foot of me. I'm going to create a light, magical, that'll spell any magical darkness. Any hostile creature within 30 feet that doesn't have total cover. Crap.
Yeah. This one might not have total cover, but everything else would. Anything else would.
You know what? I'm going to change into a dragon. Fly up above the Jolly Green Giant. And I should be able to see that guy, and I'm going to hit him with my fire breath.
Yeah. So, again, you have 10 feet as your wingspan are greater than 10 feet as you try to pull yourself up into the air, and the vegetation closes around. You don't get a better vantage point of this creature as it's, in the...
Can I hit him with my fire breath without hitting my people?
I'll say yes.
55 points.
All right.
Is the forest on fire too?
Well, the forest starts to get on fire, but the general wetness of it doesn't stay on fire. The 55 points.
Fire damage.
Can we say that the spot where it is incinerated? So we now have visual on it?
Yeah.
I will say yes.
That's a little more than your typical piece of moss.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah. As you see, as the vegetation burns away, and you see this body, the unnatural flesh melts away from its already ugly face, and its bones become exposed.
It's a Dex 17 save.
I'm giving you the kill here.
Oh, thank you.
As you now fly, virtually right on top of above the mini. So the lost has perished. We're back to Barkworm.
Am I able to see anything else now? Or
You see
just a hole,
burned
husk?
kind of right where this moonbeam is.
Right. Okay.
Quite.
Shh. I'll hold the dodge action.
Okay. And another one. And let's see, where does it pop up? 9. It comes from 9 o'clock on this side.
Can't help but notice that they only appear when you dodge.
Yeah, I can't help but notice they're me.
I'm sure that is exactly the trigger.
I rolled a 9, and that's where it put it.
That's fine.
Oh, nice.
However, I'm not satisfied with a 1. There's got to be at least 2 of them. 10.
10?
10 of them.
No.
Oh.
10 is where the next one was.
Oh.
Well, 10 o'clock, as I make a clock around you guys.
I still don't like the proximity to me.
All right. So we have 2 attacks on Barkworm. And
Both with disadvantage.
because you're dodging. A natural 1, it's going to miss. Its other attack with disadvantage. A 5 plus 3 plus 6 is 11. That's going to miss. Now 2 attacks on Strider. 18 and an 18.
Oof. Yes.
All right.
Unfortunately.
As it swipes around you with one of its giant blade-like arms and pulls you into an embrace, which gives you 25 piercing damage, and you are grappled.
Hmm.
And you feel no. It says until the grapple ends, the target is frightened, and it takes extra damage at the end of your. But I'm going to say you're not frightened, as though that fear is warded off by your wreath. Okay, but you can sense this fear welling inside you that seems to be blocked by the magic of this necklace you wear. But you can sense that there's also a psychic attack that's beginning to affect you. All right, on your turn, you'll be able to do something about it. Okay.
Well, and I'm just as a heads up, I am naturally immune to being frightened.
Well, okay, good.
In addition to
So
the collar.
doubly affected. All right. So unless you have a reaction, that happens. You took 26 piercing damage.
Okay.
And at the let's see, grappled. Yeah. So you at the end of your turn, you can roll to see if you can get out of it. All right. At the end of your next turn.
Okay.
All right. All right. That was their turn. We are back to Ruckus.
Okay, the one at 9 o'clock. What's he doing?
He just attacked Barkworm again.
Okay, and the one at 10 o'clock has got Strider. Embrace of nastiness. Strider, you gonna be able to hold your own for a turn or two here? I just wonder if I should.
He's got a
Run around
dragon on his 6. Don't worry about it.
You got all right. Okay.
So you're on this path that's 6 feet wide. I would say you can move a little to left or right, but if you move more than that, you are off the path. You can do it, but that's a choice you're making.
Well, you can't get back.
What did the druid say?
Well, she said stay on the path because it will guide you to the
And afford you some protection.
lair.
And afford
it's
you.
also protect.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it can be a choice you make.
As long as I can get back to the path.
How do you know that?
I don't.
So
That's right.
You're having a hard time flying amongst all these trees. It's an
so
yeah. Go ahead.
Barkworm and the lost. Is there room between them, or are they
No.
nose to nose?
They're in base contact, right?
Okay. Can I physically attack that guy without leaving the path, or I got to step off?
No, I mean you can. You're still on the path if you do that, right? Yes, you can attack this guy.
Okay. Bonus action, I'm turning into a were-shark. And I am going to use my bite attack, 2 bite attacks. So that's +9.
Holy crap!
D20.
Barkwin's never seen him do that before.
I know. Chomp. 22.
Chomp.
22 to hit, 22 damage.
22 to hit.
Okay. Hits.
You want me to do the second attack or do the damage first?
Damage.
Okay.
Because he can do like 50 points of damage, right?
It's 3d10 plus 6.
Okay. 3d10, so 15 plus 6, 21 points damage. See how close.
22 is the standard, so okay.
All right.
There you go.
So what'd you get?
24.
All right, 24, good.
And then second bite is a 23 to hit.
Are you rolling with advantage?
No.
Okay.
I only saw one die.
Okay, good.
And 16 damage on the second one.
Okay. It's still up. And that's your turn?
That's me.
That was Ruckus Strider. 2 pokies right at you. Didn't feel very good. Oh, at the end of your turn, you can make a strength or dexterity check to try to get out of this grapple.
All right. I will do that. I will attempt that. So, okay, just for clarification. So, I can do that, but let me double check something here. Oh, but that's an action, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, well then we're not going to do that because I'm going to use my action to pull that moonbeam and park it on both of them so it straddles both of them.
Yeah, so how does that work when you move it?
It says I can move it up to 60 feet, so I can scoot it all the way around in front of Olak and up the other side and not touch my team.
Good.
And so then they're both in there. And let's go see what that is again. So, bear with me here. We gotta check. One of those. Back down to here. Okay. Alright, so then they have to make their con failing throw.
$16.
Passes.
All right, the other one failed though.
Excellent. Alright, and so then I come over here and I do 3. Make sure I'm not missing anything with that. Okay. Right. We'll roll those. Is that going to show up?
I saw an 8 pop up.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why it's showing up as Ruckus. I don't know why I'm not getting rolled as my own thing, but anyway, so 8 points of damage, radiant damage to the one that failed, and 4 points to the one that saved.
Okay. Every little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So you used your action to make an attack. No, you didn't, right? You can move that as a bonus action, can't you?
no, the spell specifically says
Use the action to move your moonbeam?
yes.
Okay. So you're not going to be able to break free of his grapple.
No.
Okay. That was Ruckus, or that was Strider. Strider, now Olak.
Oh, okay. There's not a whole lot of room to maneuver here.
Yeah, and you can really only see the front one. The one behind you knows there, but you can't
Yeah.
see it.
Could I like scoot around Mr. Shark here?
No. You can move up next to it, but you can't get around it.
Okay.
Actually, I'll let you, based on how he moved, we'll call it a 10-foot wide path. I'll let you go there.
Okay. Yeah, it's not too helpful, but I'm at least closer to the squishier people. Okay.
This top one, though, is probably, you probably can't see it. Right? This one, you...
Yeah, but I'm aware something's there.
Absolutely.
So I think, do I still have it prepared? Ah, flaming sphere! It's coming back. I would like to park my flaming sphere, right about there, and ram it into the. Actually, I can't see the guy ramming Strider. Sorry. So I'll ram it into the guy that's closer to Mr. Shark and Bookworm.
So can you conjure it there?
Yep.
And you ram it into...
Yeah, as long as I can see.
Yeah, you ram it into him, okay?
Yep. So he's gonna make a dex save.
I like it when you say he's going to make it, but he doesn't. He fails.
All right. Yeah, I like to be optimistic for everything. All right, 7 fire damage,
Woohoo! All right.
and that's my turn.
How about...
Minnie will dodge again, I think, because I'm guessing it's still disadvantaged because he's at pi.
Yeah.
Well, he would be
So
able to see,
dodging.
Oh, well, yeah,
You can see-
Minnie can see the one...
but he's not.
the one...
Oh, if you can see the one, then yeah, he'll take some shots at that one to try to help Strider out.
That'll be melee, right?
He's got an arrow.
He's flying.
I mean, you can see that one that's on Strider.
Yeah. So if he can use his short bow, he would do that.
Okay.
Alright. See if my little script thing works.
What the?
Alright, that was a 19, a 23, a 19, and a 22 to hit.
Wow. Yeah, 4
You can
hits.
shoot 4 times?
Yep.
Dang.
4 shots.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but it makes up for, his 20 hit points.
4 shots. 4 hits.
A 5 damage, 8 damage, 4 damage, and 5 damage.
All right.
13 and 9.
They all kind of bounce off of him,
Uh-oh. What?
doing minimal damage. Give me the half value of each of those.
Uh-oh. 2, 4,
6.
2, and 2.
So
You
12
round
points
up and down.
total. Right? 12
I was
points.
rounding down. For each
That's
one.
correct. 12 points total. Sounds
2,
10.
10,
10.
all right. Thank you.
unless there was a bonus.
Okay.
No, that included the bonuses.
That was Minnie and Olak glowing.
Yeah, I can't actually do the bite grapple without getting into the moonbeam, so I'm going to do the sacred flame. He has to make a dex spelling throw.
Passed.
Really?
Well, 19 plus whatever his dex is.
Didn't you have to catch it? You need to roll again.
So no damage then because it was a cantrip?
Yes. That didn't work.
Back to me.
Yeah, barkworm.
All right. How do they look?
The one that attacked you took quite a bit of damage. The one above it, not so much.
The one that's not so much has got his claws into Strider, right?
Correct.
I will toll the dead on the one on Strider.
On Strider?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a wisdom fail. 16.
Wisdom failed. Likely it's a 13. Yeah, it failed.
So it's 3d12. And I got got 15.
Necrotic.
Necrotic.
15. All right.
That worked?
Yeah, well, it did damage, yeah. All right, the one that has
Don't question it.
Strider pulls Strider off the path
Uh-oh.
and into the brush. And Strider, you take 27 points of psychic damage. The other one disengages and runs off into the brush as well.
So with disengage, we don't get opportunity attacks.
That's correct.
Bye, Strider.
And they're no longer visible. And that's how we'll end our night.
Oh shit!
Oh,
And when we get back next week,
So,
it will be
2 weeks.
Ruckus's turn.
No, not
2
next
weeks.
week.
Well, you don't want to play on Halloween?
I would
Halloween.
love to
You
play
don't
on
want to play Halloween?
I mean,
You
I'm up for
no.
playing on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving? No.
I won't be here.
All right, 2 weeks. We'll play again in 2 weeks. Hopefully, everyone can make it.
Yes. The week after 2 weeks, the 8th, I may or may not be available. I don't know yet.
Well, that makes me sad.
I mean, it's a may or may not.
Okay.
We'll know closer.
The Sorrowsworn, the Shadowfell has come across the Misty Forest. The Mistvale Lagoon and the Mistvale Falls. Will Ruckus survive the Sorrowsworn, the Lost? Was this Lost?
It wasn't Ruckus, it's Strider.
Will Strider survive?
No, Strider's gone.
They took
Let's
Strider,
move on.
You bastard! This mist. So dark vision doesn't help with this mist, does it?
No, not at all. Nor does the layers of vegetation that's obscuring and the fog. Yeah.
Does True Sight help?
No, because this isn't. They're obscured. They're not.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're just going to need our dragon friend to go napalm and burn the whole place down.
Yeah,
Shove a healing
if he
potion
knows.
down Strider's throat.
If
Yep.
he knows where to napalm. No, you don't know they're there. They ran off into the brush. They could have gone any number of directions. Other than the screams of Strider.
I can aim at the screams of Strider, but Strider's going to get burned. I can do a fireball. And that has a radius, so all they have to do is be in that radius.
You have a lot of healing potions. You bought the dude out.
Yeah.
You have ways to resurrect or...
Yep. You're going to die, Strider, one way or another.
I don't think he was looking so
Optimism
hot when
coming
they
out of
dragged
this
him
is
off.
it's overwhelming.
He wasn't looking so hot when they dragged him off anyway, right?
He had already taken 20 plus points of piercing damage.
50.
He's over 50 now.
Yeah, he
He
took
took-
27
taking
twice,
damage?
or 20
Yeah.
something twice.
There's 20 plus and 20 plus. I don't remember the exact numbers.
The last one was
That
27.
worse the case.
So it's probably over 50, so he's probably half dead already.
And now
More than half.
he's got two of them on him.
We'll get you. We'll get you out of there.
It isn't my turn next to throw a fireball, so I don't know what you're going to do, buddy.
All that and more next week on Dave's Imagination presents Dark Queen Ascension, The Fallen. And you might be the Fallen.